So you chose Vex, tried out her 3 abilities, and found that Incarnate was your favorite action skill. But maybe you're not sure exactly where to spend your skill points to make it the most effective possible. I'm going to show you exactly how to spend all 49 skill points on a super powerful Incarnate build. We're going to cover both the Incarnate skill tree and some crossover abilities from the Phase Familiar tree, the best augments and capstones to pair with your setup, and most importantly, we're going to go over how the skills interact with each other to create powerful synergies. By the end of the video, you'll understand why each skill was chosen, how to maintain kill stacks, maximize action skill uptime, and use elemental effects to effectively dominate both mobs and bosses. Before we dive fully into the Incarnate tree, it's worth talking about Vex's Siren Vault Hunter trait, Phase Covenant, because it's a big part of why this build works. Phase Covenant allows Vex to attune to a specific element, and for this build, you can go with any element you choose, because you'll gain bonuses for any element when attuned. There are certain skills that make specific elements more powerful, but for this build, we're leaving the flexibility up to the player. Let's start with the Incarnate Action Skill, because this is the centerpiece of Vex's kit. When activated, Incarnate unleashes a phase explosion that damages nearby enemies and instantly restores Vex to full health. From there, she enters her empowered state, moving faster, firing off Eldritch Blasts from her hand, and weaving them into her gunplay. The defining mechanic of Incarnate is the Eldritch Blast. These offhand projectiles slam into enemies with splash damage, and their cooldown is directly reduced by the gun damage you deal. This creates a natural rhythm where the more aggressively you shoot, the faster your blasts recharge, letting you chain them back to back. It's a feedback loop that makes Incarnate feel like a non-stop barrage of gunfire and void energy. Another unique feature is control. You don't have to ride out the full duration. You can end Incarnate early, partially refunding its cooldown to bring it back sooner. This gives you flexibility. You can pop it for a clutch heal, stretch it out for mobbing, or cycle it quickly for boss fights. We start with Guns and Needles getting 3 points. This is a kill skill that restores rep kit cooldown. Rep kits are crucial because many of Vex's other skills are tied to rep kit use. Next, Volatile Essence will be maxed out with 5 points and is all about splash damage. Vex gains increased splash damage, and when an action skill is active, that effect doubles. This means that every time you activate Incarnate, your attack hits multiple enemies simultaneously. Fiendish Invigoration will also get maxed out with 5 points and is another cornerstone. When Vex uses a rep kit, she and her minions gain movement speed and fire rate for a duration. This doesn't just make her more mobile, it increases DPS, lets you reposition quickly, and helps you engage more targets to continue stacking kill skills. Channeling will receive 4 points and extends both action skill duration and attunement duration. This skill ensures that your Incarnate buff persists longer, giving you more uptime to stack Drink Full, Grave Elements, and other kill skills. Essentially, channeling stretches your optimal combat state, meaning you don't have to reactivate Incarnate as often, and you can maintain your maximum DPS longer. Next, we'll put 3 points into Grave Power. This increases the max stacks of kill skills. Many of Vex's abilities, like Grave Sights and Grave Elements, scale with stacks. This is where the snowball effect begins. More stacks means more damage, means faster kills, means more stacks. It's important to note that stack management is a big part of playing Vex optimally. Every kill contributes to stacking buffs, which then amplifies damage for subsequent kills. Drink Full will be maxed out with 5 points, increasing fire rate each time you deal gun damage. Stacks are lost if you stop attacking for a short period, so aggressive continuous combat is rewarded. Grave Elements gets 5 points, adding elemental damage to Vex and her minions on kill skill triggers. This stacks as well, so continuous combat leads to increasingly powerful elemental AoE attacks. Strike Me Down gets 1 point and is your safety net. If Vex would enter fight for your life, she immediately gets a second wind, becomes invisible for a short duration, and causes a phase explosion. Not only does this give her survivability, but it also triggers kill skills and adds damage in chaos of combat. This is perfect for playing solo when you don't have anyone else to revive you. Ars Arcana is maxed at 5 points and increases all skill damage, amplifying every kill skill, buff, and attunement effect. Deeper Grave gets 3 points and extends the duration of kill skills, ensuring stacks last longer and your buffs persist even if you momentarily step away from combat. We spent a total of 39 skills in the Incarnate tree, leaving us 10 for the Phase Familiar tree. We'll max out Grave Sustenance and Blood is Magic, both with 5 points. Grave Sustenance restores action skill duration on kills, which feeds directly into the Incarnate loop we built. This lets you maintain Drink Full stacks, Grave Elements, and Volatile Essence effects nearly continuously. Blood is Magic scales action skill damage based on current health, rewarding strategic health management. Stay near full health for reliable DPS or risk low health for burst damage. Either way, you're benefiting. For this build, the best augment is Witchy Triggerfinger. This augment completely changes the flow of combat by tying ammo regeneration and damage scaling scaling into your action skill. Every time you deal damage with Eldritch Blast or Phase Explosion, your current gun is fully refilled, and you gain a stack of Witchy Trigger Finger, increasing your gun damage for a duration. The key here is that stacks persist even after Incarnate ends, so you're never starting from zero. You're always carrying that momentum forward into your next fight. The result is a non-stop spray of bullets where reloads become almost irrelevant, letting you focus entirely on keeping kill skill stacks climbing. The finishing touch on this build is the Vibe Check Capstone. What makes Vibe Check so powerful is how it transforms Eldritch Blast into a near constant tool in your combat loop. The Eldritch Blast cooldown reduction from gun damage is doubled, meaning every bullet you land shaves off even more time before your next blast is ready. Because this build is already firing at extreme speeds with Drink Full, Fiendish Invigoration, and Witchy Trigger Finger's free ammo refills, you're pumping out cooldown reduction non-stop. The result is that Eldritch Blast is almost always available, letting you chain ricochets through groups of enemies, activate more Witchy Trigger Finger stacks, and keep ammo flowing without interruption. By the time you hit Vibe Check, Eldritch Blast becomes less of a cooldown skill and more of a permanent extension of your gunplay. A repeating burst of AoE damage that keeps pressure on both mobs and bosses. Now let's talk about the heart of this build, how all of these skills interact with each other to create a self-reinforcing high-powered combat loop. I know we alluded to it when going through the trees, but we'll dive deep into how every single skill works together. At the foundation of this build is a continuous loop of kill-generating buffs, which then lead to more kills. Guns and Needles is the starting point, restoring your rep kit cooldown on kills. That's crucial because rep kits are tied to Fiendish Invigoration, which boosts your movement speed and fire rate for a duration. Faster shooting lets you get more kills, and those kills in turn trigger other kill skills like Drink Full, Grave Elements, and Volatile Essence. Adding Witchy Trigger Finger into the mix takes this loop even further. Every Eldritch Blast or Phase Explosion refills your ammo and stacks bonus gun damage, so you never lose momentum due to reload downtime. Those stacks persist even after Incarnate ends, meaning your power carries over from fight to fight, feeding perfectly into the endless kill skill cycle. A key part of build crafting in Borderlands is understanding how stacks work, and this Incarnate build is no different. Skills like Drink Full and Grave Elements accumulate over time with kills. Drink Full stacks increase Vex's fire rate each time she deals gun damage, and the stacks persist as long as you keep engaging enemies. Grave Elements adds elemental damage with each kill skill trigger, and this effect also stacks. With Witchy Trigger Finger layered in, you gain an entirely separate stacking system, gun damage bonuses that remain active outside of Incarnate. When you combine fire rate stacks from Drink Full, elemental damage stacks from Grave Elements, and raw gun damage stacks from Witchy Trigger Finger, you're multiplying 3 different scaling systems at once. The longer the fight goes, the more devastating you become. Channeling and Grave Sustenance work hand in hand to extend your action skill and attunement durations. This means that your Incarnate buffs, such as Volatile Essences, splash damage, and Fiendish Invigoration's movement speed and fire rate, last longer, letting you maintain your combat loop without interruptions. A deeper Grave extends the duration of kill skill effects, so your Drink Full stacks, Grave Elements, and Witchy Trigger Finger bonuses stay online even through short lulls in combat. Layered on top of this is Vex's Phase Covenant. While attuned to kinetic, she gains lifesteal and increased reload speed, which perfectly complement Witchy Trigger Finger for free ammo refills. Together, they create uninterrupted gunplay, higher survivability, and a near permanent flow of buffs. But again, if you'd rather attune to an element like shock or fire, please do so. This build will not suffer from attune. Volatile Essence doesn't just provide extra splash damage. It interacts with your kill skills to turn every shot into a mini AoE explosion. When enemies are grouped together, Volatile Essence triggers Grave Elements and other kill skills simultaneously on multiple targets. With Witchy Trigger Finger's Eldritch Blast ricochets bouncing between enemies, you get even more chances to trigger stacks, refill ammo, and extend your feedback loops. This layered AoE system makes Vex extremely effective in crowded encounters, where every bullet and ricochet creates more explosions, more kills, and more stacking buffs. Drink Full and Fiendish Invigoration combine to give you a rhythm of aggressive, high mobility combat. Faster fire rate triggers kill skills more quickly, which fuels more movement speed, helping you dodge and reposition while still maintaining DPS. Witchy Trigger Finger fits seamlessly into this rhythm. By automatically refilling your gun mid-combat, you never break your firing cadence. That means you can keep chaining kills, building stacks, and staying in motion without ever pausing to reload. Over time, Vex becomes almost self-sustaining. The more you engage, the more powerful and mobile she becomes. And with the Vibe Check Capstone in play, all of these stacking systems hit their ceiling. The Capstone magnifies emphasize the momentum-based nature of the build, rewarding you for chaining stacks across kill skills, witchy trigger finger, and incarnate effects. The end result is exponential scaling, and Vibe Check ensures those feedback loops never hit a plateau. Vex's Incarnate build revolves around a self-reinforcing loop where kills trigger kill skills, creating stacking buffs that amplify damage, fire rate, and elemental effects. Altogether, these overlapping loops make Vex extremely fluid, deadly, and self-sustaining in prolonged combat encounters. All of these loops operate simultaneously. You're maintaining multiple overlapping loops that feed each other, creating a sustained, high-output combat style. If you want to see my go-to Peacebreaker build for Rafa, check out the video on the left. To get caught up on the entire Borderlands story, the video on the right is perfect for you.